Don't ever make another cold call in wholesaling again. Hey guys, it's Rick Ginn. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do 4 techniques that have nothing to do cold calling. In fact, I'm going to teach you never to cold call again. But before I do it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so others can find the truth about wholesaling. That's right, I said no more cold calling. I have a confession to make to you guys. In my first 7 years of wholesaling, I never ever made one cold call. In fact, I've done very few. You guys know my son, he's excellent at cold calling, but cold calling is just not in my nature. It's something I really don't like to do. And I know a lot of you watching that video, you're tuning in because you probably just hate cold calling. In fact, it is uncomfortable, it's awkward, it sucks up a lot of time, and it's not fun to do. But I'm not saying cold calling is not effective. I just don't like to do it. And the beauty of wholesaling is you can adapt to however you want to do it if you will put the work in. Honestly, I wish I did cold calling, and if you have the guts to do it, go for it. But if you're one of those people who just said, hey, I'm not a cold caller, I don't want to do it, let's go through 4 steps, 4 techniques that you can do without ever making a cold calling and be wildly successful in wholesaling in 2024. And the first step, before I explain all the 4 steps, is we have to get lists. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the list I prefer you to get in order of importance that will give you the most success to getting a wholesale deal without ever making a cold calling. But guys, you have to get these lists. Now, the really cool thing is these lists are free, but they're not the easiest things to get. In fact, most gurus are never going to share them with you because they can't manipulate it in their program. Let's roll through them. The first and foremost list that I love to get is the code violations list. This is a list you're going to get from your county or city, and it is nothing more than a list of people that have let their houses gone south, meaning the lawn's grown too high, they've boarded up the windows, and they're breaking some sort of ordinance, and either the neighbor rats on them and does a Karen on them, or a code officer drives by and writes them a violation. They have 30 days to rectify the problem. If not, they wind up getting a lien on their house up to $100 a day. Remember, these people don't choose this. Life hits them in the face and they have to make decisions and they can't take care of the house due to financial constraints. List number 2 is going to be your pre-foreclosure list. Now, this list you're going to get at your county courthouse. It is a very public list, and these lists are also known as notice of default or list pendants, depending on what stage they're in. Basically, people that have got behind on making their mortgage payment to their banks, and the bank wants to foreclose on the property to recoup their investment in the property and get back the original capital from the loan. Obviously, these 2 lists are going to have huge signs of motivation. Guys, remember, the name of the game is you have to find motivated sellers. List number 3 is going to be your tax delinquency list. These are people that are behind on paying their property taxes. They're due once a year, and if you don't pay your property taxes, they actually supersede the mortgage. That's the bank's loan on the property, and if they don't get paid, they wind up at a foreclosure auction or a tax deed sale, depending on what state you're in. Guys, I don't need to tell you what the motivation on these are high. Remember, I'm giving you a list of people that are going to have the highest motivation, because without cold calling, you're going to have a high level of motivation. And guys, your 4th list is going to be your water shutoff list. This is going to be at your city or county municipality. Remember, it has to be a public utilities company. These are people who got the water shut off, and when the water gets shut off, not a lot's going on in the house, and most likely that house needs to be sold rather quickly. Now, all these lists you guys can get on your own. They should be free. There is no guarantee you're going to get every list, and you're going to have to be resourceful to get these lists. If you want to learn more on how to get these lists, go over to freewholesaling.com. These are my 4 favorite lists. Now, let's talk about the techniques that you can apply these lists so you guys can get wholesale deals without the painful task of cold calling. So if we're not going to cold call them, we've already highly targeted our list to find the highest motivated sellers, because the game of cold calling is about quantity. If I cold call 3,000 people, I'm probably going to find a deal in there just through the numbers. Now, when we're creating these lists, they might only be like 800 to 1,200 people. Maybe you narrow down the scope to 500. Now we've got to go out and how do we connect without cold calling? The beauty of cold calling is it is the fastest and quickest way to do it, but we've chose not to do it that way. And guys, I took this route, so I'm okay with it. I'm going to show you how to do it. The first one is going to be reverse driving for dollars. This is a technique where you basically gather one of your lists. Now, the list I like to do mostly for reverse driving for dollars is going to be the code violations and the pre-foreclosure list. Now, you can do a combination of any of the other lists we teach on freewholesaling.com, but these lists work really well. And you just put a sticky note on the door and you don't put on there, I want to buy your house and give me a call. No, it's just, hey, I got a quick question. It's Rick. Put your virtual phone number on there. Bingo. You get a high percentage callback because you intrigued the person. The name of the game in the marketing is whoever can contact that motivated seller, do it legally and ethically, and get a conversion rate is going to do the best. This is why reverse driving dollars works so well. The best way to do this, use the app, dmzack.com, and you can actually import your list and it will tell you the route to take to save you time, money, gas, and honestly, just so, because you don't get overwhelmed driving on the list. And some of these lists can be a couple hundred people long, and you want to be as efficient as possible. The old days we used to have to do maps. It's a nightmare. But guys, sticky notes, chartreuse color, yellow color. You can use a stamp. You can handwrite it. Why do we use them? Because they work. Is it old school? Yes, but it works. Remember, we're looking at techniques as you don't want to cold call. This works really well. You'll get a high callback rate. But remember, you have to have highly targeted lists like this to go out and attack them. Now, feel free to add the water shutoff to this list. It works really well, but I just gave you my top 2 lists to do reverse driving for dollars. Technique number 2 is really simple, and most of you overlook it. And honestly, if you're not gonna cold call, this is a must. It's non-negotiable. It's out driving for dollars just to find ugly houses. Here's the good news. Go over to freewholesaling.com. I give you a 5 to 8 minute tutorial, show you how to do it. I save you the $3,000 for people trying to charge for this, which I find absolutely ludicrous. You're smarter than that. I know you are. So just go out and find ugly houses, high grass, boarded up windows, vacant houses that look rough, and simply collect the addresses. Now, if you want to do an efficient online way to do it, once again, use dmzack.com. And you can work with our partner Deal Machine, and you can actually drive and snap pictures, and it will organize the entire list for you. Remember, we're not cold calling, so I'm not going to have you click the button to call them, but you can organize everything. You could even send a letter. Not my preferred way to do it, but it is an option for you guys. Driving for dollars is extremely powerful. It supported me my first 2 years of wholesaling, and to this day, I still personally find deals by just writing down addresses and making notes of houses that don't look right. Remember, if you can see it, you can add it to your list and you have a competitive advantage over anybody else. Once you get these lists, I go old school, man. Just knock on the door or you put the note on there, or you can simply mail them a letter or put an urgent package on their door. You got to get in touch with them no matter what. Make sure you look up and see if they're a homeowner occupied property or an absentee owner. Maybe it's a landlord, and figure out how to get in touch with them. Now, I'm going to give you a little disclosure. Some of these are worth making, not a cold call, but we'll call it a warm call. You're not making thousands of calls. You might have to make 20 or 30 calls on a house that's vacant, that's run down, that somebody owns out of state. I'm going out of my way to make a warm call. This is going to be the one exception I'm going to make for you, because I did do these techniques when I first started out, and I have no problem doing that today. Number 3 is an old school tactic, but it still works today. It is Bandit Signs. And these are the 18 by 24 Coroplast signs. Yes, it still works, but there's a different methodology into it. We call it guerrilla marketing. Don't go out and buy your 100 or 500 signs and get them shipped to you and go broke, because they're wildly expensive, thousands of dollars. And guys, when you put out hundreds of signs on the market, you just get code enforcement calling you, threatening to fine you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to create problems in your life. So go get blank signs. You can find a local sign company or one of your box stores, and then go get the big Sharpie pen you can get at your box stores. They're a couple bucks, and then write on there on the first line, sell your house today. The second one is any condition, any situation. The third one's going to be your virtual phone number on one side, preferably white, maybe yellow, but white's easy, black ink, maybe blue. That's it. And then go find an area where you have a lot of traffic, a lot of exposure. And remember, people take pictures of these signs. So if they can't stop by in 2 or 3 seconds, take a picture, no one's going to see your sign. And what I would do is inundate an area from 10 to 25 signs at most. And I would put them out maybe Friday morning, and I would let them still till Sunday. And I keep doing that process and find out where you get the most leads from. Once you have an area where you're getting action, stick to it. Be consistent And guys, it'll work well. Another hint is look for dating sites and mattress companies. They put up signs everywhere. Remember, you want to do this outside of an election cycle when it gets close to it. I would take a break during that. But guys, don't overlook Bandit Signs. You will have motivated sellers calling you. And remember, when they call you, take the time to answer that call live. It is brutally important. The other way you can do it on the Bandit Signs is you guys can do the digital Bandit Signs, especially you younger people out there, where you go out and you just post a sign organically in a group you're already involved in. So maybe you're in a dog group, a cat group, something like that, and you commingle your hobbies with your business and say, listen, I love cats and I love to buy houses with cats in it. If you're ever looking to sell a house, we buy them for cash. Remember, you're taking a hobby and you're tying your business, makes it a passion. It's not spammy, it works. Spam is when you enter a group and in the first minute you put out 5 ads, you get blocked. So if you do it at Wholesaling for Houses for Real, we're gonna do it. I don't teach that method, it doesn't work. But when people are like-minded and they trust you, just like I teach you with relationships with people, that's how you get the best wholesale deals. So go ahead and use it. If you're not part of these groups, go ahead and seed yourself in these groups and give it a few months before you start making advertising posts, because it does not work if you come in and just spam. Guys, don't overlook Bandit Signs. They still work to this day, but make sure you obey your local city and county laws. Number 4, you can call it old school, but it still works today. It's just good old-fashioned networking. I love the network. It's one of my favorite ways to do wholesaling because you can do more deals with more people around you. Don't get me wrong. I want you to out-hustle everybody, but at some point, other people can find deals for you. How do I do that? Well, you're online right now. There's in the comment section. Put your information in there and let people know you do JV deals. What are JV deals? Joint ventures. It means you find a deal, I help you find a buyer, and we split the profits or do a percentage split. Either way, if you're great at finding deals, I have a robust cash buyers list. We both can make money together. And this is what I did my first year and a half of wholesaling because I was really good at buying properties. I sucked at selling them. So I utilized local wholesalers in the area and in virtual markets to help me sell my deals. Why? Because I didn't know how to do it, and they actually taught me how to do it, and it was a win-win situation where we all made money, and every deal, if we made money together and we liked working, we expanded our relationship, and it works well. Don't overlook other types of networking, going to local RIA clubs, real estate investment associations. You're gonna have like-minded other wholesalers there. Guys, don't buy into the hype because they're gonna try to sell you everything under the sun. Use the time before the meeting and after the meeting so you can network. You're gonna obviously find wholesalers, fix and flippers, plenty of cash buyers. Remember, be careful. You have to vet people. Don't trust everything they tell you, and make sure you have an agreement if you enter into them with them. You're gonna find realtors there, cash buyers, you name it, they're all there. But keep in mind, guys, the value in those things are in the before of the meeting and right after the meeting. That's where I did the most damage. And to date, it's still one of my favorite ways to go out and meet people. And as I said earlier, JVs, guys, in the comments, if you're in here, put up your information, let people know the market you service, put a phone number there and a name. And guys, when you go on any type of live events, we go on Flip with Rick or Rick Ginn or Zach Ginn, let people know, hey, I'm here to JV, I wanna partner with you. And the key to networking, guys, is making sure you provide value before you receive it. You see, most people do it the opposite of the way. I avoid those people like the plague. If you want to help me and you want to help my business, I'm naturally going to want to reciprocate. But if you just want to take from me, my employees and my business, I want to shield my business from you. So understanding how networking works, it works really well. So guys, I just went through 4 techniques where you don't really have to pick up the phone at all other than to make some follow-up phone calls. Yes, you can do wholesaling without cold calling, despite what people tell you. I'm living proof. I've been wholesaling for 21 years, guys. I still don't pick up the phone to do it. I can cold call. I do it. It is not my favorite technique. It's just, that's just who I am. And if you subscribe to that theory, it's okay. But it doesn't mean you're not going to have to work hard to get it done. I still believe in cold calling. It works really well. I get it. It's not the easiest thing to do, and a lot of people burn out doing it. Try a combo of both, or use the 4 techniques and go out there and get your first deal or get to your first 5 deals, and then I'll show you how to really ramp it up. So guys, cold calling works, but if you don't want to do it, then make the decision. The beauty of wholesaling is you get to pick on how you do it, but there's going to be no substitute for the hard work. If you're not going to cold call, you're actually going to have to double down and put in the real effort and the time and energy it takes using these 4 techniques. I did it. I know you can do it. Go out there and get it done, guys. Let me know in the comments if you are going to do wholesaling with or without cold calling. And as usual, if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so other people can find this channel and find the truth about wholesaling so they can get on their path to success. This is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next